Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this episode we're going to make a gorgeous card using a few of Anna Griffin goodies, but I want to show you an alternative way of using something that you might not have thought of doing, and it's going to make a very quick and easy card. If it isn't for me chattering, it would only be minutes, so trust me and have a go at home because you'll like this one. Not a lot, as they say, but you will. So the first thing that I'm going to need is my base card, and everything I do use I shall put on my blog, so there's a detailed list. If there's ever any links, I'll include those. I can comment, I can reply to your comments on my blog and on Facebook, but I can't on YouTube. So feel free to comment, but if you need a reply, comment on my blog or on Facebook. The first thing that we've got is our base card, and this is a 7x5" card. It's my favourite size of card to work with. It's not too big and not too small. It's just a nice area and it's not overwhelming for new people that are crafting. However, even for advanced crafters, there's enough room on there to do lots of things. So as always, we're going to start with the inside. Now, I've made a bit of a blooper on my inside, so I'm going to show you it, even though it's very hard to see on the screen. I can see it in the naked flesh of the card, but anyway, there's my blooper. It's tiny now, but I've torn the paper and I've marked it. So I want to show you what I'm going to do, because I've got a method that will hide that. So I've taken a piece of cardstock in ivory, I've inked around the edge, and then I've stamped using one of Anna's 22 clear birthday stamps, and I've also cut out a shape from the cut and emboss frames from Anna. I've used my quickie glue pen on the back. I've waited for it to go tacky, and then I've placed it on my card and I've inked around it, and that's given me a halo effect around the wording. And when I was doing that, that's when I made my blooper and tore and marked the card. But I'd gone so far with it, I didn't want to sort of stop and have to start again, because prep takes so long sometimes for the cards that if I make a blooper and I have to think, oh, I want to start again now, it's a bit like, oh no, there aren't enough hours in the day. So I've left my blooper in, and what I've done is I've taken, and this is, now you're all laughing because it's the old saying, stick a butterfly on it. So I've taken one of the die cuts from the All About Birds and Butterfly die cuts from Anna. I've run it through my Xyron machine to get the adhesive on the back, and I can peel it away. There we go. And then I'm going to place my little butterfly over the top of my blooper, all the way up to the sentiment, like so. But believe it or not, because the card is butterflies on the front, it was going to be that anyway, and it just so happens I marked the card in that place where the butterfly is going, and I thought, how ironic. I'm going to point it out and just show that if you do make a boo-boo, cover it up, nobody's going to know. And I didn't have need to point that out because you can hardly see it. But now it's the case of it's under there and nobody will know it's there, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and I wouldn't have given that card with that mark on because I could see it. Hey ho, it's gone now. Our butterfly's over it, and it's going to match perfectly to the front of our card. So next we can go back to the front and we can add our first layer to the front. Now this is cardstock from Anna's 2016 Summer and Fall layers, and they're all double-sided. This one is plain on the back actually. It's an ivory plain rather than a different colour, and I'm just going to add this to the front of the card. Now this covers the entire card, she says. Or have I trimmed it? No, I think it's just as it is, like that, for the front of the card. So next, what I've done is I've cut a piece of Anna's foil cardstock, and I've got double-sided tape on the back of it. I'm not going to place it on my card yet, because what I want to do is add the next piece. Now this again is from the summer and fall layers, and what I've done is I've trimmed it to fit exactly over our glitter cardstock, but then I've taken a craft knife and I've cut around each of the butterflies like that, and each one is trimmed up to just before the body, so the body section is holding the butterfly in. And then I've scored from the top of the wing to the bottom on both sides, so that I can lift the leaves, the wings up of the butterflies like so, and that third one. There we go, lift them up, and then I can attach this to the glitter cardstock that I've cut to size underneath, like so. Just press it down a little bit, and that way, where the wings are folded upwards, you can see the shimmer of the cardstock underneath. And then I can attach this to my card, but I needed to marry it up first to make sure I'd got the glitter cardstock underneath the butterflies nice and straight. So I've just gently inked the edge as well of the butterfly panel, so that you can see the twinkle just underneath. Next, I can add a sentiment. Now I wanted a sentiment to match, and I didn't want to stamp one, I wanted one in corresponding colour, and I've taken it from the More Flower Pot decoupage die cut set from Anna, and I'm just going to simply pop it at the top of our card, and then I'm going to finish it off with a little bow to the side like that. Just something a little bit different, top, bottom, there I think. So you can see the sentiment, you can see the bow. No, not happy with that. We'll just tweak that like that. There we go. Oh, I'll be tweaking that all day now. And that is our card finished. So we've got 3D butterflies and our butterfly in the centre with our sentiment. And that is just such a pretty card. It'll fold down, but what we can do, if we want our butterflies to pop up, we can add a little bit of 3D foam underneath them to keep them raised. They would still go in an envelope. It stands up nicely, and if you can imagine that on a windowsill with the butterflies moving, you could even layer it up with a couple of the sheets and do a couple of the wings folded like that. That would look awesome. But that is such a pretty card, quick and easy and very, very effective. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.